Hello world, how y'all doing out there? Last year we taught you how to make maple syrup. I realized I didn't tap any trees for you last year, so this year we're going to teach you how to tap some trees, and we're going to do something a little different this year, and I'm going to explain to you why we're going to do it. First off, I'm going to show you something from last year. Here's my maple tree. If you notice that the bark is pretty thick, it's pretty rough, it's got a lot of grooves in it. So this bark is really thick. These are some pretty old trees. So usually you go 1.5 inches. We go a little deeper because the bark's quite a bit thicker. And there were a few spots like this last year where you can see where I actually chipped some of the bark away to get a flat surface to work in. We're not going to do that this year. But if you look there, you can see that the holes are pretty healed up. Where did it? There it is. And a nice little plug in there, so you can see that they're nicely healed up. If your tree does not heal up, then you should not tap it again the next year. Give it another year to rest. It means that the tree took too much to recuperate. So you're definitely going to need to do that. Give it a year if it does not heal. These are the lines that we used last year. This is what your tap looks like. This part here goes into the tree. This part here is the part you hammer on, and this part here is where your whole line goes on. So these are a food grade line. This is what we used last year. The problem that I found last year, two different things. One was, see, I got some tape on there. I drilled my holes a little too big, so they didn't fit nice and tight. The other thing was, these lines were freezing on me, and they froze so much that we had 40-50 degree days that it was well after noon, 1 o'clock, before I had any flowage into my trees. So this year I have some food grade rubber hose. This is actually water line, and it's black rubber, so we're hoping that the sun will help take care of that. And just like last year, we have the same buckets that we used last year, holes drilled in the lid so that no debris gets into them. So we have a 1/4 inch drill bit. The size you use will be based on the tap that you use. And this is just a regular drill. You don't want to use a hammer drill. Well, this is a hammer drill, but you don't have it on the hammer setting because the vibration will actually damage the tree. So what you want to do is, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you do not go in the same hole or even close to it. So you can see my hole. I don't want to go in here next to this. I don't want to do that. You want to give the tree some room to recuperate. The other thing is, you kind of want to look at the top of the tree. You want to see where your branches are. You kind of want to try to get a tap underneath a branch. These trees have some pretty nice canopies on them. So these are the trees that I tap over there, the 3 next to the garage. Those are actually my better trees, but they have huge canopies on them, and that's why those did so well. This one here, the biggest tree of all, actually did really bad last year, and I think it's because the house is so big that it shaded it. We were actually right in the city limits of Cadillac, right downtown. I can hear the trains, everything else, so you don't have to be out in the woods to do this. So I cut some branches off here last fall to open it up so I can get some more sunlight in here. You can see where I did some of that. And I cut them close to the tree so they didn't do a lot of damage. So my tap location is going to change a little bit. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to tap the first one, and then I'm going to hand the drill off to my kid and have him drill some trees. So what you want to do, find you a good spot here, and I'm going to go into this crack, and I don't know if you can tell from there, but here, son, hold this. Shine it